said it once in a lobby just through the headset. I was chatting to some guy, random dude on iRacing. I mentioned this tips, and then two other guys, which were not even in the conversation, like, whoa, I didn't even know that. YouTube, we're back. It was a great holiday break. I got some cool things like a mount panorama Bathurst stubby holder. I've been using that a lot. Hope you guys had a great holiday season as well. And the time off allowed me to come up with a lot of video ideas. So be looking forward to a lot getting released. The first one is this nice trick that not a lot of people know, or not everyone. I said it once in a lobby just through the headset. I was chatting to some guy, random dude on iRacing. I mentioned this tips, and then two other guys, which were not even in the conversation, like, whoa, I didn't even know that. So if you guys are stuck behind a safety rating requirement in order to do the content that you already own or would love to get into, then I hope this helps you out. The first step is that when the race or the session goes official, so if you register for a session and it's within half an hour of starting, that's when you can register for the official session. You jump into a practice lobby and you can cut laps, make sure you're warmed up, hit the fence as many times as you want, and it's all good. But when it ticks over that race may be an 8 p.m. race or something, as soon as it hits 8 p.m. and then the server reloads and says your race is about to begin, click here to join, that now becomes official. When you're in the official lobby, practice and qualifying still count for safety rating at a 50% rate. So you may have been killing your safety rating this whole time and you didn't even know about it. So an awesome trick to get it up is to, one, put in some good laps for practice. You may as well. I mean, watch out for the other dudes. But especially when it comes to qualifying, finish your 2 hot laps, add a little bit more fuel in. All right, if you're really going for P1 high rating, then this might not be applicable to you because the extra liters could make or break that pole position. But for everyone else that's not 4K rated iRating, put a few more liters or gallons of fuel in it. And when you've done your 2 laps, you can continue to cut laps and it counts for safety rating. Pair that with liking this video and subscribing to the channel and you will get a massive guaranteed boost to your safety rating. Whoa. But if any of these tips do help you in the slightest bit, you could please like the video. We're trying to hit 20 on each video and we've been going pretty good. So help out the small channel because we always appreciate it. Moving on to number 2. Now this comes down to the carnage of the first corner. Everyone wants to avoid it. It surely makes some funny clips on iRacing, but when it happens to you and you've put in this much effort of getting on the grid in the first place, dedicating the time to learning the track, the last thing you want to do is have your race ended in the first corner. So step 2 is a huge one when it comes to this, and it's more about human psychology and how people can be. So you're off this grid start or rolling start, whatever it is, and you're flying down to the first corner. The best way, the quickest way to get ahead of everyone is to go right up to your braking line, flat out in the throttle, stomp on the gas to stop as quick as possible in order to enter the corner and fly around it. How we all do fastest laps and how you always try and push it. But just for this first corner, I want you guys to back off of the throttle. All right, it sounds counterintuitive. You're trying to get away from everyone. But the people behind you, right, we can't think of them any more than meth heads like I've mentioned in the videos prior. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know if they're drunk, okay? One way to avoid getting punted up the bumper is to a second or 2 before you get to the corner. And it's just for a little bit, so hear me out. I know you don't want to do it. But back off the throttle a little bit before your braking point where you normally would just stomp on the brake. Just roll that extra little bit and the guys behind you will have that extra little bit of time in order to see you slowing down before the brake lights come on. Because if they're flying and for some reason they look in the rear vision because some guy's skating around behind them about to dive bomb, whatever it may be that causes these accidents to happen, humans' reaction time, I think it's been scientifically proven, is a slight delay there, right? It's not instantaneous. You have to get your throttle, unless you're left foot braking, which you probably should be, off, and there's a delay, right? So if they're flying, and they see brake lights and they're not already braking, you're done. There's no way they're going to stop in time because you're already stopping. So if you roll off the throttle, they see a little bit of that visual indication that you're slowing down, and then you apply the brake light, and hopefully it will not end you in a wreck, okay? So I use it. It helps. I would try it out and see if it does the same thing for you. And paired with that is number 3. starting from the back is always a good move, or the pits. I seem to do this, right? This is what works for me, and hopefully it helps for you as well, this third tip and my final one. Do your qualifying, right? No one likes to start from the back. It's boring, and you just want to have a good race, right? You want to have a good race and not get punted in the first corner. That would be a great iRacing. Too bad it doesn't happen every single race, okay? But if you do a good qualifying time and you are within the top 6, start on the grid as normal. Go for it, all right? Go for that big P1. You've got a really good grid position. And in that first 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, sometimes up to grid position 8, but you're starting to get into the grey area where I don't like it here, you are normally safe. It only takes one dude to punch you, but chances are they're in the back of the field, probably 10th to 20th if there's like a 20-something grid race, all right? Because the last 4, 5, 6 cars have not probably done their quali on purpose to start from the back to avoid it all. So if you can get top 6, 7 or 8, if you really want to start the race from the grid or rolling start, wherever it is, then by all means go for it. But for me, if I got 10th on quali, if I got 12th, 14th, 16th, don't even try. Start from the back unless you're high rated. Remember to apply number 2, tip 2, to roll off the throttle just that little second or 2 early, and that helps to avoid impacts as well. And number 1, remember, hit the qualifying laps, get your safety rating up. All these paired together will mean you have better races, safer races, your safety rating will be higher, and you can do more events. And if you pair that with liking and subscribing to this channel, then you'll have a dandy old time. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. I really just say dandy? Never ever used that word before, so that was weird.